I have set myself a challenge. I'm going to try to make a track in 60 minutes, and I'm just going to share that process with you. Probably not going into too much detail on anything. It's going to be just sharing me practicing actually finishing stuff, because that's probably one of the things that I'm not particularly good at. But I hope you will get something from this process. To be able to achieve this in 60 minutes, I've set myself a bit of an agenda consisting of 3 parts. The first one is I'm going to make some sounds, and I will be making the following sounds in this order. I'm going to make a kick, a snare, a hi-hat. I'm going to make some other percussion. I'm going to make a lead sound, a bass, a pad, and a second lead. Then I'm going to quickly try to make an arrangement, and I'm going to make the arrangement in the following order. I'm first going to make the main part, let's call it part A. Then I'm going to make the breakdown, which comes after the first part. Then I'm going to go back and make the intro, and then I'm going to make a part B, which is making a variation on part A, and then I'm going to make the outro. So it'll be intro, part A, breakdown, part B, and then an outro. And then if there is any time left, I'm going to do a bit of faffing, because things will probably be super untidy, and see whatever time there's left. So trying to be a bit strict, I have divided these tasks into time slots. So the sound generation part, 15 minutes, 30 minutes to make the arrangement, and then 15 minutes to do any faffing. I don't know if this is going to work out. I'm gonna give it a go. And if you sign up to my Patreon, I will be sharing this project file, and including any sounds that I might be using. I may not be generating all of them. I may use some samples that I have made, so they will be free for you to use as well. All right, so I got a phone next to me, and I'm going to say go and then set the timer off and see how that goes. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's start making the kick quickly. I'm going to use the operator for that. I need a tight sloping envelope, and then we need an envelope for the pitch. Okay, kick done, that will do. Actually, we take that one and we put it in a drum rack. Quick. Come on, computer, you can do this. So does that still work? Okay, cool. And then we need a snare. What are we going to use to make a snare? Let's use another operator. And then... well, I think it's unfair to call it a snare. I'm thinking more generally in music making. Perhaps I'm thinking snare, but it's going to be much more about the job a snare is doing, rather than having to sound like trying to emulate a... Okay, that will do for now, and then we take... yeah, let's use a third operator to make a hi-hat sound. That needs to have a high-pass filter, and obviously a super short envelope. And to have a bit of variation, we're going to use the Max for Live device that I use maybe too much. There's this little device that allows you to create random values. So we're just gonna, damn it, I did not want to attach that to the volume. I want to set that to the decay. Never want that to be quite. Slightly different hi-hats, and then we needed some different percussion, and for this I am gonna use Collision, which is a physical modeling synthesizer in Ableton. And to do this, we are gonna use more of these random things because we want to just generate loads of different types of sounds. Then we can maybe change the algorithm, so this is set to beam, but yeah. Maybe the material. Yeah, it's quite good. Okay, we run out of slots, so we make another one. And we turn the noise on, and we can do the attack, sustain. Maybe we don't want. Okay, it's a bit clean, so I'm gonna add a bit of distortion to this. How are we doing? We are 4 minutes in. We're doing pretty well. We're almost. We can also do. So for this video, I'm only going to use either things that are for free, or that come with Ableton, or things that I've made, and also if you feel like you do not want to do the Patreon thing for me, that's fine. You can achieve these things obviously by doing manual automation or like some other tricks. If you look at some of my older videos, you can see some of those techniques, for example use an LFO or something. Okay, let's say that is done. What was the next one? We're going to make a lead sound, and for that let's use the wavetable. I have to say I'm a little bit of I've got a weak spot for sine waves. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, my brain. I think that is maybe my favorite waveform. Which one is yours? I think sine wave, then square wave, then triangle, and then saw is probably my least favorite. Okay, so we added a bit of randomness with a bit of glide for the. Do we want to have a second oscillator maybe? Maybe we can do it. That will do for lead sound. Quick, we need to move on. We are 7 minutes in. We next need the bass. And for that one, we are actually going to use another operator, I think. And we actually going to use some of the FM functionality on this one. It sounds a bit like those basses that you can easily make on a Roland SH101 or MC202. It's a bit okay, that will do for bass. Lead 2. We do second lead. Let's do another wavetable. And we do this. Yes, let's just go sine wave on this. It's just lovely and very simple. Ha! How good does that sound? Not very, I'm afraid. Let's turn retrigger off. We just a little bit of detuning on the second oscillator. Can we do FM? That will have to do. We can fix that a bit more later, and then we're going to need we're 9 minutes in. We are going to do a pad. Yes, sine waves, they are the best. Okay, shall we add some chords to it maybe? Chorus. We need to look in the effects to start with. Yes, and then I bet you there's a big spike around 200 hertz, which is that 200? Yes. Just pull it down. Actually, we got all our sounds, and we are almost 11 minutes in. Now we're gonna go in and just start making an arrangement really quickly. So we're gonna do the main part first. So, how often do I say so? Gonna put some kicks in. My kick is quite thin. I don't like 120 BPM. I wonder how many tracks are just made in that, because that's the default. Okay, don't think too much. Just get some kicks in there, okay? Get some kicks in there. And then we need a snare. Is that one? I think the brain works that you know when the snare is supposed to happen, but you can tweak that a little bit so you can surprise So it's not necessarily exactly where you expect it to be. Put some of those percussions in. Actually, we make this twice as long. I don't think we are going to need... I think we just have, sometimes we have those little bursts of... What am I doing? And then towards the end we add in some 8-note triplets. Can that work? And also I'm going to set that to mono. Because that helps it feel a bit more percussive. And then we've got our hi-hats, which could be, probably want to have lots of 16th notes. They can be plentiful, they can be much more common than the percussion. Take that and I set that to loop. I think gosh, why does these ones sometimes they go a bit berserk. I'm gonna take a filter. I suppose this is part of the faffing, but I'm gonna do it now anyway. Filter, auto filter, and then the percussion section. I'm gonna put a bit of a high pass filter. Say about there. It's not quite down to bass level, but my kick is too. I shouldn't be tweaking this now. Okay, that will have to do, and then we're going to make the lead, which is this one, I think. To do this, we are going to use a Max for Live sequencer, which is part of a package called the Big Three. It's free to download. I'll put a link in the description. I've also made a variation on this, which allows you to trigger it with MIDI notes rather than just being stuck to the clock. But for this is just going to be quickest. We'll set that to 8 notes, and to make sure that we are in some form of key, we are going to go into the MIDI effects and use a scale. I tend to like the minor pentatonic scale. What happened to this? I thought we had set this up. Oh, there we are. There we are. So now the sequencer is triggering the random map 5 thing. I think that is too high. We take that down an octave. To be able to repeat this section, because there is a bit of randomness in the sequencer, it allows you to, there's some probability here in the probability section, so some notes doesn't always trigger, so we can just record this section and then we can turn the sequencer off. So we just set that to record from that one. which means that when it reaches this bracket, I don't know what to call it, the recording will automatically stop. Done. Okay, and then we take that sequence and move it back up. This is a bit silly, really. I think it would be great if you could just record into the same channel. I suppose this is not necessarily how you're meant to use these devices, but okay, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do a bit of faffing. I'm going to take this random map file in another channel and map it to the reverb send. So every so often sometimes it sends some of the notes off to the reverb channel. Okay, that will do for melody, and now we're gonna do the bass. And for this, we are gonna use a sequencer that is free, but I have modified it a bit. So if we put that in here. So when playing this track, you can see this sequencer doesn't run because it requires the MIDI note to go receive MIDI notes, and every time it receives a MIDI note, it will trigger the next step in the sequence. It doesn't matter what note it is, but that means that you can make slightly more rhythmical sequences. And before we do that, put the rhythm in, we should put in, because otherwise we need to put in the scale, because otherwise it will sound out of tune. So we've got the scale in there, and this has got a great random functionality there. So we can make a rhythmical sequence, because then you can just actually mix 16s, 32 and whatever notes you want. And we can mix the we need to get that to run through, don't we? Set that to mono so they don't overlap, because we generally don't want to do chords to that one. Okay, that will do for bassline, and then we got our pad. How are we doing with time? 21 minutes almost. A sip of tea is good. It's not too late for tea. So for that, for the pad, we are going to use the same sequencers in the first channel. Step sequencer from the big three. We are going to set that to only trigger every half note, and we are going to need the scales again, the quantizer, and is this the lead? No, that is the second lead. I've just put that in. It's that one. I am a twerp. I should have recorded the bass like I did with the other one. I'm just going to do that quickly. Turn that channel off so we don't hear all that gubbins. We use this one again, but we want to record the third one, and then we can record our bass line. What am I doing? Undo, undo, undo. There we are. Gosh, I'm not with it today. Sorry about that confusion. bass line recorded. Let's remove that rhythmical thing that I put in for the sequencer. We can turn that sequencer off. Why does that not sound the same? Because, sorry, I'm losing time here. I'm recording the wrong channel. I undid too much. There we are. You can see now we're recording the right thing. Worst tutorial ever. And also the noble art of losing time when you only got 1 hour to make a track. Okay, I'm glad I found that out. So let's turn the sequencer off and perfect. Okay, we got that. Now we got the, is this the pad? Is this the pad? Is this the pad? Is this the pad? This is not the pad. This is the pad. So we want to go into here, just take that sequencer and thing out of there, sequencer and quantizer, and paste it in here. That's where we want it. We want to set the probability really low, or fairly low, so we do not get too many of those. This one, I know this is part of the faffing. Oh, we can leave it at that. That's fine. Let's do that. So we got pad, lead, bass, and we should record that again. We can use that one, and we shall be recording wave 5. Is that right? Is that the one I want to record? Yes. Okay. Let's hope this works. Sequencer off again, so we got that recorded, and now we got that nice version there. Okay, say that is our main part. Let's just move that to there, and then we say that this is going to be very dull for now, but let's make an arrangement that looks a bit like this. That's that. Going to be maybe a very short track. What do I need to do now? I need to do the intro. I think I just need to blend in some of the faffing here. I'm not sure I'll be able to do this otherwise. So let's take the main melody for the intro. So here it needs to blend in a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a free plugin from Valhalla, which is, I think it's meant to be a delay, but it can be used as a reverb as well. It's called Valhalla Supermassive. I'll put the link in the description. I'm just going to pick something. What does that sound like? to do. We don't want to see that. Open that up, and then we're going to set the mix to go from completely wet to dry. So it will be easing in, and we also want to do that with the feedback maybe. Set that to go to from fairly wet to dry. And then maybe we want to soften this up as well. So if we do an automation on this wave table to go from sine wave, which is going to be softer. And here we can do that with this as well. The first oscillator we do, we reach that value, but we go from why is that looking like that? What's the, maybe we want that to be 50%. Is this? That's what we want to be. Maybe. I don't have time to feather. And then also we put another filter after this. So we actually start with a high pass filter, and then we go from the filter being, well, I don't know, if you call it open and closed still, like, I mean, yes, okay, we're just over halfway through. So we've got another 15 minutes to work on the arrangement. So this main part, I think, actually this makes sense. We make these a bit longer, and then we get more of a proper length. I don't think we just want to go into, I don't think we want to go all in. Maybe we want to just start with a bit of bass line, and actually let's do the percussion. We want to have maybe just a kick at the beginning, and no hi-hats, just kick and snare. And here the hi-hat can come in, and then the percussion, so we can get a bit of progress there. And we don't want to have the pad yet. Maybe we can just wait with the bass as well. Maybe we just take that section out. Does that work? Create a bit of go in, and then we remove that. No, so it comes on the first note, and apologize. I'm doing this in the wrong order to what I said. I said I was going to do the main part followed by the intro. But followed by the breakdown, but I just did the intro. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. As long as I'm making something, as long as I'm making music, right? That should be okay. We've got this bass line happening here. So got this happening. Okay, so then we need the breakdown, and that's going to be the pads are going to continue, and then with the percussion, we are going to take the kicks out. So I think someone was saying that when you make a new section, you remove some things and you add something else. Okay, fine. So maybe in the second half here, the bass line could come in, but not yet the melody. Left for finishing the arrangement. Doing fine. So here is the B section. I think the melody is a bit annoying. I'm going to just turn the melody down a bit. So for this one, we are going to introduce the second lead. And we are going to do this very quickly by using another one of these step sequencers, and I think this one needs to be faster and higher up, so that could be is that the other one? I can't remember if that's 16th notes or that was 8th notes, so this can be 16th notes, and we want to have the scales, and then we randomize a bit. So if this is a bit faster, we can have, yeah, the probabilities may be fine. Let's see how that's. I need a quicker envelope on this one. Thing again, so it's the 4 wavetable we want to record. There, we need to set the brackets up. Where have you gone? There you are. So we need to record that section there. Boom. Hit record. second lead, we can turn the sequencer off again because we have got our recording. So we got the second part going here, and we got the lead keeps going, and we got our pads carrying through. And towards the end here, we can do maybe something like that in reverse. So we phase the, let's add the outro in as well here. That can be, yeah, so the intro and outro can be a bit shorter. So we want our new melody to continue through here maybe, for a bit at least. And we can wash that out in something. So what should we do? Can we just copy? No, let's just do it manually. So here we phase out the, do it in a different way here. So there, so we've got the snares could maybe disappear. And then for the second part here, we can remove the snares and hi-hats, maybe. And then we can go into a part which is just the percussion bits. Yes, that's nice. Do that, and then, okay, we've got 20 minutes left. Is this music making speedrun? Well, it's not like, what's it called, Against the Clock, where they have to do something in 10 minutes. I don't think any of them sort of makes a whole track. They can make a jam, but... So if we just but that's, this reverb here needs to, and the return channel needs to be longer. So when it's sent off there, it needs to get lusher. So I suppose this is just blending into the faffing. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We do a slow increase in the reverb, and it's going to send it off to the delay as well. And then we can just let that ring out. Okay, super basic arrangement done. Now we're going to faff. The drums are too static, so I'm going to solo those first. We just hear them. We need more action here, so we are going to put in, I'm a little bit ahead of time, 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something. Let's create some effects chains here that can be mashed up a bit. So we can do, let's do delay, turn sync. No, we just want to have the main part. We do. That sounds great, doesn't it? Okay, let's loop that section there, and then we do. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So let's do. We need more random map 5. It's called random. There we are. So every time any of the drums trigger, we're gonna change the delay time. We want that span, we want them quite short, we don't want them very long, but we also don't want them to be... Ooh, we need to set that to jump. Because otherwise you will get some repitching. Okay, we're going to put that in a group because we don't necessarily always want that. Now I'm going to introduce to you some effects that are for free that I think are amazing. VST3, Melda Productions. I'm going to put a link in the description. Their effects are great, and arguably the one that I use the most is their comb filter. So let's solo that for now. It's got these two great features here. There's a dice here. If I press that, it just picks a different preset, and there's random, and then it just randomizes all the settings. I wish that was MIDI mappable. That sounds cool. Maybe tiny bit less feedback. We can actually do two different comb filters that this could go into. Okay, let's do that one, and then we can also use the frequency shifter, which is quite fun as well. And then we can do some Ableton effects. Let's do the grain delay. And then we are going to use these random map file, change the frequency, let's change the pitch, let's change the feedback, and then we set that to a short delay time. Then we can just do another, I can do an echo maybe. Okay, this part is taking too long now. Quick. And then we do a chain that is clean with no effects on it. And then we click on chain, and then we can drag all these out here. And then we click distribute ranges equally, and depending on where this blue thing is, so if it's here, it's going to do the second one and third one, etc. So we're going to use the last random map 5 here to let that jump around. Oh, we need to unsolo that. should maybe have, so the effects, the drums are a bit more alive now. We're going to put you can put a beat repeat in as well, just before that. Added that to a melody, do something with that. I think the pad needs, should we do another Supermassive maybe? Another nice lush reverb with a bit of texture to it. Valhalla Supermassive. Sounds very lush. We maybe want one of those random up fives on the bass to change how much FM we get. Time I have left. Got 9 minutes left. Let's add another return channel, and in here we let's make a delay in here, which is short. So we send that off to this melody. It's just really boring, that sound. Do we have any of those nice... Actually, Fracture is another free plugin from Glitch Machines. Again, let's put a link in the description. It's got a nice random button, which I think you can actually MIDI map. You have to be careful with this one because it can just get completely out of hand and get very loud. Like that. the right effect for this? Maybe we need what's the other one called? For hysteresis or something. This one, which is another free one from theirs. Maybe just a little bit of that, and then we do. No, I don't like that at all. 6 minutes to go. Okay, we need to. I'm gonna take. I got a. Actually, I could have used that from the beginning. I've got a kick that I've put together. To make kicks quite quickly, I'll share this with you in my Patreon. You can make your own one. You can make really nice long kicks. Actually, we can do if we put that at the beginning of each, when it goes into where the here the. That's when the beat starts. So if we just put that on the first note, just add a bit more. It's way too loud. Actually, we can maybe just. It's nice, and then we can do another one when the beat starts the second time around here. One of my sample libraries. Let's see which one we can pick. Samples, the Fuller Passenger, and one that I can. Burger glitches I've already shared with you, so we'll see if we have any. That sounds very glitchy. Kicks. Got so many mechanical. Okay, we have to be fast. Make a new channel, audio channel, so we can just take some swooshy sound. And then we reverse that. It's probably way too loud. Okay, we got 3 minutes left. I have to live with that. I feel I'm not paying enough attention to anything. But remember, this is a practice in just trying to finish something. Just trying to finish something. So we've got another swoosh here. We can maybe just add a little bit reverb to that or something. Oh, what am I doing? What's going on there? Can we swoosh into this section maybe? There, reverse. Yes, it's just, we can put some reverb. Maybe we can see. There's not going to be any mixing or mastering here, but we can do some very quick things. We can put a utility on the master channel, and I'm just going to set bass to mono. I don't know if we're spreading the bass out somewhere, but if we do, let's just have a look at, gosh, some super quick EQing. EQ8. Just pulling down there because I hate those frequencies and I always want to build up over them there. And some quick compression. I got 1 minute left. 1 minute left, guys. Let's. What can I do? Drum bass. Yes, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing. Not enough time to fix it. I hate that. There we are, 1 hour gone. I'm not going to touch this anymore now. To be done in an hour? Yeah, well, I'm impressed that I've actually managed to finish anything because I never finish anything. I hope you enjoy that process. If you did, then I'm glad, I suppose. And if you would consider sponsoring me on Patreon, gosh, did I just make that too long now? Anyway, I'll have to listen to it in a moment. Well, we're going to listen to it together, actually. So if you like what I do, and if you want to grab some of the Max MSP plugins, and if you want to grab the sounds, or just you will be able to grab this project file, and if you want to tweak stuff, if you sign up on my Patreon, you will be able to grab some other things too. You will get all that. I will try to release something each week. Now we're going to try and listen to this and see what it sounds like in its entirety. This is my 60 minutes of making some form of IDM, I suppose. You ready? Play. suppose I didn't even listen to it. I just like did it that way and then just went for it. That's probably about right. All right, thank you for watching, and hope you tune in again sometime. Thank you.